In this section, I'm going to be looking at how the gut has been affected by past decisions made by society. What I'm talking about here are pesticides and fertilisers. Now, those have been used on our crops since the 1950s roughly. That's when they started to be used in a more industrial way. So what they do is they kill microbes. Obviously for farmers, that's a really beneficial thing. Killing pests means higher yields of our crops. But what we find is that the knock-on effect is that they're killing the beneficial bacteria too. What that means is that they're not on the food that we eat, and therefore they do not reach the gut. That's really the opposite of what we want. It's counterintuitive. So we find we're damaging the health of the soil, but also decreasing the nutrients in our food. Antibiotics do a very similar thing. They've allowed us as a society to live to ripe old ages, but they also kill whole strains of bacteria within our gut. The knock-on effect of that is that they have a very negative effect on our guts, but they also have a negative effect on our overall health and our skin. How can we combat these things? So combating them with organic veg is a very viable option. Organic veg obviously tends to be more expensive, but what we should do is when we can make these choices, we should be making them. Other processes are looking at regenerative agriculture, so vegetables and fruits that have been grown in a regenerative way. What that means is that they are grown in processes that allow microbes to regenerate within the soil. The benefit of that is that when we see we're rebuilding the colonies, we're also leading to higher concentration of nutrients in our food. So as we understand more about gut health as a whole, we're seeing that we're turning more to ancestral knowledge and indigenous fermentation methods. Now these methods preserve food, but they also extract more nutrients from that food. They also lead to a repopulation of our gut microbiome, and that's through them being probiotic-rich foods. 4 of those ancestral fermentation methods are the 4Ks that I've mentioned before. Those have the highest diversity of different strains of bacteria. As a refresher, those are kefir, kombucha, kimchi, and sauerkraut. Using these old indigenous technologies, we could use the words of Newton. He talks about standing on the shoulders of giants. In the next section, I'm going to look at kefir, what's in your box, and how to use it.